Hi, fans of high quality entertainment. First of all, I've got some really sad news. I'm not going to be posting any YouTube videos for about 4 days. That's right. I'm going to Molly's. I'm leaving tomorrow, Sunday, and I should be back on Wednesday. And, when I'm there at Molly's, we'll of course take some video and give an update on the kitties. And so, and I also posting a video on my other YouTube channel, doing a tier list. So check that one out. So I just wanted to say, maybe check out some of my older videos and leave comments because, when I don't post for even a day or two, my views just tank, of course. So anybody that can, watch a few of my videos per day and leave comments, I really do appreciate it. So this idea is, how I love, and others out there love to rank albums. And some are easy to rank, and the number one album never changes. And then for other artists, the album sometimes, changes, through the years. So what I'm going to show are 12 artists that I have difficulty ranking, the number one. And so the number one album, whenever I do a list, sometimes it changes. And then the other 12 never changes. So here we go. And these aren't in any order or anything. Okay, let's start with Black Sabbath. Usually I say my favorite Black Sabbath album is Sabotage, but there are times I think this is their best album, their debut, Master of Reality. So Black Sabbath is one of them. Ween. I don't know if I could ever do a proper Ween ranking because I seriously love each of their studio albums almost equally. Right now I can't even say what my number one favorite is. This one is White Pepper. White Pepper is, could be number one, but it would probably change every day. The band Can. For my favorite album, I usually say either Future Days or Monster Movie or Tego Mago. It changes. It's hard to rank them. Sparks. Really difficult to rank them. Kimono My House is usually, in the top one or two or three. Propaganda. The Girl Is Crying in Her Latte is, some days that's my favorite Sparks album. Indiscreet. Number one in heaven. They're difficult to rank. The Beatles. Through the years, I think a few years back, I would usually say Abbey Road, and then I switched it to the White Album. So it kind of, and even, Revolver, of course, Sgt. Pepper. So the Beatles number one is really hard to decide on. Procol Harum, Shine On Brightly, Home, Grand Hotel, A Salty Dog. I was trying to think of the name of the album. So yeah, their number one is difficult to decide on. Now, I recently did a video with Phil Aston on Now Spinning Magazine, and we ranked the albums of Electric Light Orchestra, and I had this at number one. But I tell you, now that I know the discography much better, it could be their debut album. It could be ELO 2. It could be Out of the Blue. It could be Time. They're so good. Here's another band that is so good, they're hard to rank. The friggin' Moody Blues. I usually have this at number one, but all of their, You know, that run of 7 great albums. Really hard to rank. The Beach Boys. Some days this is number one, and then there's the Beach Boys Love You, Sunflower, Friends, Surf's Up, Wild Honey. The Beach Boys, they're difficult to rank, especially the number one choice. Lou Reed. Usually I say Coney Island Baby is my favorite Lou Reed album, but there's The Bells, there's Berlin. There's quite a few that I could easily rank my favorite. Apologies for one too many laughs. This is a band I'm starting to get back into, their early albums. And at the moment, I guess I would say Uriah Heep's Look at Yourself is number one. But I tell you, Salisbury and Demons and Wizards and their debut are all, some days they're all number ones for me. And lastly, Frank Zappa. There's Hot Rats, there's Bongo Fury, One Size Fits All, Overnight Sensation, We're Only in It for the Money. Very difficult to rank the albums and then decide on what is number one. Okay, these, for the most part, will never change. Now I've got the big box set in my bedroom, so I've just got the single disc here. My number one favorite Paul McCartney album is Ram, and it's probably going to stay that way with Chaos and Creation in the Backyard at number 2. This band has a lot of albums I love, but I think Secret Treaties will always be my favorite. The band. Most people would not pick this one as their favorite, but it's my favorite. Cahoots. I forgot to get it out of the bedroom, but I finally got Bob Dylan's Saved album. I was a big fan of Slow Train Coming, and so when Saved came out, I bought it in 1980, and I was just so disappointed in it. I thought it was mediocre at best, and so I think I only played it once or twice, but I played it again recently on Spotify, and I ended up buying the album. But I think Slow Train Coming will still always be my favorite Bob Dylan album. Devo, their debut. I love their later albums too, but this will always be my favorite Devo album, their first one. John Lennon, one of his great albums for me is Walls and Bridges and Imagine, of course. But Plastic Ono Band will always be my favorite John Lennon album. Elvis Costello, he's got a lot of great albums. But I think my favorite is always going to be King of America. And then in second place, probably Imperial Bedroom. This band was very, very consistent, at least until the end. But my favorite Creedence Clearwater Revival album will always be Cosmo's Factory. Queen, my favorite, will most likely always be Innuendo. Led Zeppelin, my favorite will always be Physical Graffiti. Captain Beefheart, love a lot of Captain Beefheart's albums, but my favorite will always be Shiny Beast, Bat Chain Polar, or even the original Bat Chain Polar. And in second place is probably Dock at the Radar Station. And finally, I love all 4 of these albums, the first 4, But my favorite of the four is Velvet Underground's White Light, White Heat. That'll never change. So there you go. So let me know in the comment section below, what are some albums that will always be number one for you? And then maybe list some other bands where, you know, your opinion on what is number one sometimes changes. So thanks for watching, and I will see you in a few days. Please keep watching my YouTube channels. Thank you. Bye.